Not only do we have discus throwers, but we have the spear bearer. And this is one of the most frequently copied Greek statues. In fact, this is again a bronze original that has been copied by the Romans, and we've lost the original bronze. And it epitomizes the intellectual rigor of classical art. What you're seeing here is the result of Polykleitos trying to study and create the perfect human form, again, a male form in the ancient Greek world. And he actually writes a canon about this, basically an essay talking about how the perfect male form should be proportioned. We have moved from realism into idealization and perfectionism. And he's looking at the ideal male nude athlete or warrior. And this is the culmination of the progression of large-scale stone statuary. So let's see what he does. First, he has stretched the human form. So the average human form is 6.5 heads high. The average person, if you take their head off and stack it next to them, which I don't recommend, it's kind of messy, should be 6.5 heads high. What Polykleitos is doing is he's making that body 7 heads high. And he's stretching the legs. You notice head 4 ends up right in the midsection there, resulting in half the length of the body being the legs, which isn't the case for anyone. But let's look past that. By the way, while I've got this up, the large leech-like Dr. Seussian thing behind him is a stump to hold up the marble copy. It wouldn't have been there in the bronze original. Same with this chunk of marble here holding the wrist. And what he's doing is he's using a position called Contrapposto. Contrapposto is Contrapposto. And what this means is he has the figure stepping forward, and he does so to offset the balance of the figure. It makes it less rigid, makes it more interesting to look at. It's just like if you look through a catalog, you would see some male model with his hip kicked up to do the same thing. It makes the figure more interesting. And here he does it by having the figure stepping forward, actively stepping forward. And this throws the entire body off, which creates what's called a balanced asymmetry. When we look at the figure, he does this by looking at every major joint: the ankle, the knee, the hips, the shoulder, the neck. And he will offset them. He will also break the figure into 4 separate groups. He splits it left and right, top and bottom. And when you look at this, what he does is he works diagonally. So here we have a relaxed arm, and here we have a tensed arm. Here we have a tensed leg, and here we have a relaxed leg, showing off the potential of the human body. Here's what it looks like relaxed. Here's what it looks like when tensed and in action. Now, moving beyond that, as I said, he offsets each joint and each major feature. So the eyes slant one way, the shoulders slant another, even the knees and the ankles slant in different directions. This is to make it look more interesting. And finally, when I say he's perfected the form, not only are the legs getting longer to a point where they're almost unreal, well, they are unreal, but if you look at the girdle here, and you can see it on the other side, it's overpronounced. If you look at his back, there are muscles that are overpronounced. This vein running down his arm, just being one and being so apparent is overpronounced. What he's doing is he's taking human features and taking them to the next level. He's not creating a man, he's creating Superman.